Hello everyone, it's me again, Penguin21, and today it's time to talk about stuff. This is probably going to be a supplemental video that I release. That's a smaller form one. I know my other one was like 17 minutes and stuff, but this one's going to be smaller because we're going to be talking a little bit about Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 came out a while. Baldur's Gate 3 came out on PC, I think, earlier this month. And overall, it has been received rather well in my in the space of what it is. But I think the worst part about this is that the PlayStation fanboys. I know that I'm probably a little bit late on this, but the PlayStation fanboys have been going completely mental with all of the actual numbers and things like that about Baldur's Gate 3. And they have been actually saying that it's a PlayStation exclusive. Let that sink in for you, either way. They're saying that a game that released on PC first, right, is having a more or less staggered release date. At least I don't think it's on PlayStation yet. But that's having a staggered release that starts on PC is now a timed PlayStation exclusive because it's not on Xbox because of development issues. Huh? My brain, I think, just kind of melted a little bit. If you don't get why that's stupid, and don't understand how releasing a game and stuff like this works and why it's not an exclusive, you are a fanboy. I have no other idea on how to talk to you about this. An exclusive means that it's exclusive to one specific platform. It is on no other platform. So saying that it's a timed PlayStation exclusive is stupid, because it's not, and it's not even on PlayStation. So with that being said, let's get into probably the most famous tweet that of all of these right now is the MBG tweet. This is the main tweet that I'm going to be talking about throughout most of this video, and that is kind of crazy how Baldur's Gate 3 will be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive, and Sony has nothing to do with it. Oh, MBG, if you didn't know about the odyssey of which this tweet's going to be causing it, because very AFK, saying that it's not a PlayStation exclusive, mate, and that one kind of got a little bit of a ratio in there, little bit of a ratio. But who is this very AFK person? Well, none other than the director of publishing at the studio that fucking made the game. Again, let that sink in. This is the director of publishing at the studios that made Baldur's Gate 3 telling you it's not a PlayStation exclusive. But this dude apparently tried to get roasted in the bid in the comments as well. Where he went on to say that something along the lines of, "Hello, friends. We've said many times in the past the issue of getting the split screen working on it is the bid and the problem, and they need to have they want to be able to release it. They're unable to release the game without this feature because they need to have perpetuity with the consoles to make it work. And quite a few hundred years of hard at work making the RPG to the scale to achieve the drop in, drop out on stuff on Xbox Series S, and they hope to have the update out by the end of the year. So, gee, I mean, that sounds like a very informed, very well-done individual that clearly knows exactly what he's talking about. Clearly, couldn't be, till it's on Xbox, it quite literally is. This is the director of the game getting fucked in the comments. Xbot is still in denial, lol. For clarification, and he says the clarification, the statement above that Baldur's Gate 3 is in development for Xbox systems is active development. And then this is from a Larian community manner. It's run into some technical issues, which is only proving his point. And he's not an Xbox. This is the director. This is the dude. Just oh my god. Only with PlayStation fanboys do you get this shit. So next up, MBG then gets completely fucking dogpiled so hard that an actual community note, which is one of the big things that Twitter has done, is that this one's in Spanish. I pulled this out of one reason, but this was in Spanish, and the person's like, "Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is being worked on for X and S, but although the PlayStation 5 version will come out first, with no current release date for the Xbox version." So it is being worked on. It's not a PlayStation 5. That's an interesting community note. And then, to kind of further emphasize how stupid MBG was, he ended up deleting the tweet. Yeah. The dude ended up and got fucked so many times from Sunday that he just ended up straight up deleting the tweet. Well done. Well done, sir. Jesus Christ. But he then goes further on to try to clarify the previous tweet that he then deleted. So, he says that he wants to clarify this tweet. One, I was trying to highlight the fact that usually Sony has to strike deals to keep to keep games this big off of other platforms. But in this case, they didn't have to do anything. I find it genuinely surprising that Sony is going to get the benefit of a game this size being available on their console without having to pay for it. That's all I was trying to say. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Get your head out of your ass. No, you fucking weren't. There's no way in the 5 rings of hell that you thought that was what you were saying. You were saying the PlayStation 5 is a console exclusive and Sony had nothing to do with it. Again, that's implying that it's exclusive to the Sony console. Or exclusive to Sony's console. Like, and everyone's always saying, like, oh no, it's not an exclusive, it's still an exclusive because of the fact that it's not on Xbox. Like, that's not what exclusive means. Why are you moving the goalpost? Again, guys. Either an exclusive is on one platform and that's it, or an exclusive is on one platform and PC, which is not correct. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it on multiple platforms and still be an exclusive to Sony. Like, that's not how this works. And then the second part of this is, I use the term, quote, console exclusive, but yes, it is in development for Xbox with no release date. A timed console exclusive. That's what I should have said. No, you shouldn't. That's not how that works. Some think the word exclusive shouldn't even be used. That is correct, because exclusive means to one fucking platform, you dumbass. So maybe the term staggered release is more appropriate. Yes! 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 That's how it works. It's a staggered release. We used to get them all the time back in the day. We really did. If you remember back to things like the old Call of Duty, we used to get staggered releases for a lot of games. Like, back in the day, back in, I think, 2010, 2011, 2012, there were staggered releases where it would come out on one console first, and then it would eventually come out to other places later, in terms of, like, porting it over to other consoles and stuff. That's... I hate this. I hate this. I hate this so much. It's just so fucking stupid. But yeah, it's annoying. Next up, we have a person who is titling things for like Baldur's Gate 3 versus Starfield, where it's a stick strategy RPG and an over-the-shoulder, quote-unquote. And I knew that this would be fun, so I took a couple replies from this, where it says, Starfield is a boring FPS game too. It has range. That's just a salty person who is stupid. No really thing there. And it's like, holy crap, Baldur's Gate 3 lost 500,000 players in a couple of days. WTF. What happened? I know damn well you can't beat the game that quickly. Hey. Tell me you don't know anything about Steam numbers without telling me you don't know anything about Steam numbers. It's wild to me. Like, yeah, it still has 300, nearly 400,000 players for the last 35 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's a lull. If you look at the actual graph of this thing, it has been in a lull state, and it has been going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And you can kind of tell it's in that same sort of period. It had a very good up period, and then it had a slope down period where it went down. It's almost like not every gamer, right, can play at the same time. Next up is players start dropping off in the when it's a trend game. I think it'll be around 500k average playing until it starts getting beat. Streamers be overhyping the F out of everything to get followers and subs. I don't have anything else to say on that. That's just kind of based in some aspects, but whatever. PlayStation fanboys. Xbox is anti-consumer for taking games away from PlayStation, but all same PlayStation fanboys. Xbox is bad for allowing people to play their game without needing a console. They are mad because more people get to play their games just not on PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where this is about Starfield, by the way, and how Starfield is actually coming to Samsung TVs without the need for a console, which honestly kind of based. Like, it's kind of based. I got into a little bit of a debate with someone about this where they're like, "Oh, I'm afraid of this future," and it's like, I get that, but at the same time, it's coming. Shut the fuck up. But yeah. Yes, and then we have this guy who has a Venom profile picture, so you know this is going to be a very, very unbiased take. And we're talking about the MBG tweet and stuff, where he says, nah, he just had Xbox in their feels. I think he's talking about MBG in this one. His point is clear. Baldur's Gate 3 has accidentally and technically become a timed PlayStation 5 console exclusive due to the fact they have trouble getting the game to run on Xbox Series X. Until it does, it's exclusive to PC and PS5. Simple as that. It's not exclusive if it's coming out for other consoles. That's not how this works. You guys 100% get fucking terrifyingly upsetty spaghetti whenever you say that your console exclusives, quote unquote, come onto PlayStation 5, not PlayStation, come onto PC as a port that's no longer exclusive, by the way, and it will run better on the PC, bar none, in a lot of cases. And then he says that consoles exclusive means it's also available on PC. No, it fucking doesn't. But thanks for clarifying. Perhaps it's staggered. Perhaps they cannot get it working to their standards. We'll have to wait and see. Motherfucker, I have proved to you that it is a, quote, staggered release because it makes the most sense because they are having development issues. He literally says that in the actual thing. It's like, oh, well, I don't actually know if it's the time PlayStation exclusive or stuff like that. It's like, no, they literally said, the director of fucking publishing came out and was like, no, this is not a PlayStation exclusive. We're just having development issues. Shut the fuck up. Like, what part of that sentence is left up for interpretation right now? What part of that? What part of any of that is left up to interpretation? Like, what the hell? Nah, he was right the first time. Timed exclusive. And then, of course, to kind of round out this video, we have the good old Red Dragon, who I just wanted to kind of do a little bit of a deep dive onto in this recent time period, where he has a meme of a Baldur's Gate 3. I'm probably going to censor this, by the way. Just know that it is one individual on top of another individual in that context. So I might have to do a little bit of censoring just to make sure it gets past the YouTube censorship guys. I'll make sure to put something there. But at the same time, it's what the fuck? And then he goes on to do a very consumer-friendly, where this one I wanted to talk about, and it probably deserves its own video, but a little bit of a mini rant here. Some guy tweeted on August 6th about trying to use his Xbox Series X offline to avoid a huge MCC update, which I'm fairly certain if you have limited internet, you can probably just pause the MCC update and then continue to be online. If not, figure out a way to do that. I'm fairly certain that that's like a thing now. Like, you can pause stuff. But he's trying to use Game Pass offline, and it's not fun. Despite having been connected minutes ago, I had to connect to the internet for each individual game in order to launch and then play offline. I mean, again, kinda, yeah. That's just kind of the way that it goes. If you're trying to use an online service for it, he didn't clarify in the comments, by the way, that the person, that if he had a physical disc, then it would be fine. But if he didn't have a physical disc, he would have to then go online and do that. It's like, yeah, obviously, if you're trying to use an online service offline, you do realize how stupid that sounds. Because if you're trying to use a service that requires internet, you're going to most likely need that internet in order to actually get the data to transfer. It's not like Magic, where you can just be offline for whatever reason. And of course, we have another little mini rant here where he says, image is 10 people making a cult sign with their arms. The other image is thousands of people partying. Did I miss something? And then goes on to show the people making the Xbox symbol, who I think that they're at a mall, and I think that that's like pictures with like developers or something, unsure. Whereas the other one is actually thousands of people, not partying, by the way, but it was classified as a riot. That picture is from New York City, during a time when the PlayStation 5 was going to be giving away by a pretty big live stream, Twitch streamer personality, and it got very out of hand very quickly. It was literally classified as a Class 4 riot, which in no uncertain terms means the police have to get involved at that point. That person is not partying on that car. He is jumping on it, causing some severe property damage for a PlayStation 5 and gift cards and stuff. What the fuck? And finally, to round out the good old Red Dragon, there is the Baldur's Gate 3 is Steam Deck verified. Excellent for that. It also can be used for split screen on the Steam Deck, which I find really interesting how that happens. But still pretty dope that can even run that, with Kidsmove being here, but they can't run on an Xbox Series X. Lamest excuse I've heard. Yeah, if you're having problems with some of the features, yeah, delay it. People will wait. It's dumb to assume that. He says Steam Deck has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has nothing to do with RAM. Xbox Series X has 10, and again, has nothing to do with RAM. But it's even worse than that. It's even worse than that since it's split. It really is a potato. Sometimes I hate the fact that I continue to make these videos, but at the same time, it keeps people entertained. It keeps people happy and healthy, and in all honesty, it's annoying. It's very annoying to have to go back and really rewatch and redo some of these things, but I do it for you guys, and I really do think that you guys deserve all the love, because you have been basically perpetuating me to continue to do this, and don't think that I don't see the people who comment, the people who like and share this video and talk through my stuff. I love all of you, so yeah. In any case, as of right now, I'm feeling a little bit off. I'm also very tired, and I just woke up from a nap, so yeah. I think that that'll do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support what it is that I do, links down in the description to all of my other social media, as well as if you want to monetarily support what I do, there's the Patreon, there's the Gumroad, where you can buy some digital stuff. There's also the other things that I do for funsies, and come by and stream with me to a Twitch live stream, whatever. Links to all that in the description down below. If your viewership is enough, though, you don't have to. It's all out. The other stuff is all optional. My name is GameKingdom21. PlayStation fanboys, guys. Don't be one. And a peace. Off.
Hey man, can I get a favor?